Welcome to UNDsports.com, Coach's Corner. Even though I'm not a coach, and this really isn't a corner, it's more of an arena, but he's still Coach Mark Pryor. Mitch Wigness, Coach, off to a good start. 17-2, 17 wins the most in the NCAA. Do you think you'd be at that spot at this point in the season?
I could say yes. I'd be lying. We're really pleased with where we are. I think that, it's been great. We got a long way to go, but it's really great that we've been able to start that well and that we've been able to play against multiple teams from different leagues and been able to show that, hey, we are North Dakota, but we can play against Mountain West teams and have success, and we can play against SEC teams and have success. So that's been good.
A couple of key home matches coming up, obviously. You're right in the stretch. This six-match stretch where you can really decide Big Sky Conference tournament where it's going to be held, don't you think?
Yeah, it's one of those that we talked about the 6 of the first 8 matches that we've got are on the road. We were really lucky and took care of the first 2. Now we're at home. Hopefully we can have a chance to play well at home, and it just makes each week just bigger and bigger and bigger. But it sure beats the alternative.
Yeah.
So
focus a little bit more on Idaho. That's a team that kind of is an itch that you want to scratch, isn't it? A team.
Well, Idaho is one of those teams that our styles are so vastly different. They want to get the play over with like as soon as possible. Right. And they honestly hate playing us because that's not our style. I'm not going to say hate, but we really, really, really don't like playing them.
But has it changed a little bit here in the last year where, before?
Let me stop you. No.
Okay.
No. It's one of those that they do some really physical things, and they're probably one of the only teams that we're going to play really on the rest of the schedule that is physically bigger than us.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty bold statement. So it's going to be a different type matchup for us.
Last year, everybody knows kind of the turning point in your season. Idaho State, you lose that match, you're up 2-0. You end up losing in 5. That was kind of the turning point to your season. Mm-hmm. You didn't play so hot in your first set at Southern Utah. Is that a teachable moment and one where you can say that may have started a good thing for us?
It might have been, but we did the same thing in the second set against Northern Colorado. So I think it could be, but I think kind of the jury's still out. So we're gonna be tested. Our next 4 matches are all against teams that are currently undefeated in the league.
Yep.
So, I'm hopeful there's not a lot more teachable moments, but I have a feeling with this group there's going to be.
Well, teachable moments, doesn't that lie on the coach to make those moments happen?
You gotta be throwing me softball questions, man. You can't be throwing me
Let's talk volleyball.
Okay,
softball.
Sounds good. Oh yeah, sorry. Just kidding.
Okay, so Idaho, Eastern Washington. We've already talked a little bit about how tough those teams are, especially Eastern Washington, because you don't really know where you match up with them quite yet, do you?
Right. Well, it's one of those things that I think that pretty much everybody in the conference is going to look at Faith and Jordan and go, okay, those two are exceptionally physical, God-gifted athletes, and we're like, yeah, they are. So that's why we try to get them the ball as much as we do. And I think everybody else is going to be okay. It's kind of a pick your poison. Do we try to slow them down, and then Ashley Bergerman may get hot, Tamara could get hot, Amelia Johnson and Julia Kazarowska are trying to come along a little bit. And then, our defense has been pretty solid.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of one of the things that we're more concerned about is just if we can maintain our defensive identity, we're going to let the matchup determine who's going to have the hot night instead of just saying, okay, you're going to get the ball a lot more than anybody else.
And you do have so many weapons, but you do talk about Faith Dooley. She's just been the steady Eddie out there, just giving you what you need night in and night out, hasn't she?
Well, it's kind of a culmination of 3.5 years of great training that she's worked really hard, great weight room work, great film work. And she was already really, really gifted, and she's become just a great athlete and turned into a really special volleyball player. So it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that other coaches are going, okay, how are we going to stop her? And, hopefully they're not going to be able to stop her, maybe slow her down a little. Yeah. But it's one of those that we're very glad she's on our side.
Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck this week. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Idaho and Eastern Washington this week. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon yet, you got time. Come on out to the Betty. Idaho 7 o'clock on Thursday. Eastern Washington 11 o'clock on Saturday. We'll see you then.